Today I want to show you how to jumpstart your beatmaking process by creating your own custom drum program. Let's do it. What's up? This is Marrcello. If you're interested in MPC tutorials just like this one, consider subscribing. Also, if this is of any help to you, leave a like and a comment and hit the bell so you don't miss any future tutorials. Alright, let's dive in. Alright, so I loaded up an empty project. Let's start by putting together our own drum program. Let's go to Browse and Places, and then I'm going to choose my SD card because I want to load my own samples. Alright, let's take Decap Drums That Knock Volume 9 and let's put together a drum program which contains kicks, snares, hi-hats and maybe some percussion. Let's start with kicks. So now I'm going to go through all the kicks and choose the ones I like. So this will replace all the future browsing for the right drum sound, because I'm going to just choose some of my favorite drum sounds and put them together. So let's start with the kick. Let's take this one on pad 1. So I'm going to take the left row of pads for the kicks. So let's start with pad 1. Okay. Let's select pad 5, so the next one. Let's put this kick on there by pressing the jog wheel. Let's select the next pad, maybe this one, jog wheel, next one, jog wheel, and now I'm going to add one more bank, so bank B, pad 1, let's take this one, next pad, this one, next pad, okay, and so on. You can use all those banks, but I'm going to stop here, otherwise it would take too long and you get the idea. So now let's continue with snares. Here we go, snares. For that, let's take the second row. Let's start with this one. Select pad, hit jog wheel, select next pad. Let's take this one, next pad, this one, next pad, this one. Oh, we are still on bank B, so let's do bank A now. Okay, now we got one row of kicks and snares, and the same on bank B. Let's continue with hats. Let's take row 3 for that, third row. And I'm going to only choose closed hats for this row. Next one. Next one. Yeah, maybe this one. And next row. And so on. And I will put the open hi-hats on the fourth row, but we don't have as many open hi-hats, so let's also add some percussive one-shots. Let's go back. We got some percussive one-shots right there. So let's bank A. We added one open hi-hat, and now let's continue adding some percussive one-shots to the fourth row. So let's take this one, select the next pad, this one, select the next, this one, bank B, this one, and so on. Alright, now that we got our basic selection, I'm going to go back to main, just save the whole thing. Alright, next, let's name the program. So it's named program 1 right now. Let's name it by going here. and let's name it, yeah, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to say Fave drums that knock. You can also select your sounds by genre. So for example, make one drum program more for boom bap or old school type of drum samples and one for more modern ones. So as you please, you know, or one only for effects or percussion. All right, I named it Fave drums that knock. Next, I want to make it easy for me, so I'm going to put different colors on the different types of drum samples. So the kick will be, let's make it brown. Go to menu, and now pad color. And here we get, let's make the velocity dimmed. So it will be dimmed and it will light up when you hit the pad. All right, let's choose single pad. Now we can edit individual pads. So let's choose brown. And let's just select all the kicks. The first row, the first bank, and bank B. All right, now we got all the kicks in brown. Let's continue with the snare. Let's make them orange. Or maybe red. Bank B. And now let's make the hi-hats yellow. Bank A. And this is also a hi-hat. And the percussive one shots, let's make them green. Okay. And let's choose empty pads off. So it will just leave off the empty pads where there's no sample. All right, now let's just go back to main. Now we color coded our pads. The next step, the most important step, is to save this drum program. Drum program and then the pencil. And down there under save, we can save current sample or current program. We want to save the current program. So go there. And now all you have to do is choose a place where you want to save it. So let's go to my SD card. I got a extra folder MPC with templates, and let's make a new folder. Let's call it that drums that knock Fave. Do it, and let's put it in there. So I made a new folder with the same name, and now I'm just going to hit save. All right, let's just see if it worked. So let's go to the folder, make a new project. Let's save it. And now let's go to empty project. Now I want to see if it worked. So let's say I want to load up my favorite drums that knock samples. So I go to browse, and here we get the SD card, MPC, templates, and here we got some different programs, as you can see. But we want to go to our folder, drums that knock Fave, and here it is. So let's load it up. Okay, it worked. So these are our sounds. Now, if you want to speed up the process even more, and for the beginning, you can add a shortcut to the folder that contains your custom drum programs. So browse, and if I'm somewhere on the in the browser, let's say I'm into an expansion somewhere there, and I want to go to my custom drum programs, I have to go here, then choose MPC, then choose where's the templates, and then here it is. So it takes a while, and it's weary to go through the browser. I don't like that very much. What you can do is add a shortcut. So for example, we are on this page right now with all of our custom drum programs. if you don't see the programs. So if it's on sample, you only see all the samples. So make sure it's on the program view. All right, now let's add a shortcut. So as you can see up there, here we got 5 file icons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's say I want to save this folder under 1. Hold Shift and press 1. So now the 1 is white. Let's say you're somewhere in the browser and you want to move quickly to your folder with your custom drum programs. You don't have to go to places anymore and search it. You can just hit 1 and then you're there. And you can do the same with all 5 of those. So if you got one folder with nice melodic loops or something like that, you can add the 2. The same with basses. So just think about what are your favorite sounds and where are they located. And then you can go there and just set up those shortcuts. I really recommend that. So let's just try to do a quick start. Let's go to a new. And you don't have to save the shortcut you make. It would do that on its own. All right, now let's try how fast we can start with this beat making. I want to start with my favorite drums. Let's do it. Empty project, browse, 1, load up the program. Here it is. Let's make a quick beat. Okay, now we just did something, but as you can see, you can start really quick, and you can even optimize your drum program, your custom drum program. So, for example, you can go into the kick pads. So, for example, pad mix. Let's go into the individual kick pads and add the mother ducker input. Where it is, dynamics. Mother ducker input to pad 1, to kick 1, to kick 2, mother ducker input, and so on. You can add the mother ducker input, for example, to all the kicks. So in the case you want to sidechain something later in the beat, you can quickly do that without even having to choose the mother ducker input, So you can create a cool template. The same goes for EQ. You can add an EQ or a compressor or maybe a channel strip to all the pads. In case you have to make a quick change, you don't even have to browse for the effects. So a channel strip is a really good effect to have on every sample, because you have an EQ, a compressor, and a gate in there. And the same goes for the program, the whole program. So for example, if you go to track mix, you have this program, you can add an EQ, for example, an EQ, and just make a low cut at 20 Hertz or something. Just things that you normally do, and maybe boost the whole thing at around 100 Hertz a little bit, make it a bell, and boost at around, and open up the highs a little bit. Just some EQ settings you normally would add to your whole drum program. you can already choose them or just add an EQ. And then maybe add a compressor, just set the threshold to 0, maybe the ratio to 3 or something, or 2.5, the output to 0. So as you can see, it's already reducing some signals, and the threshold is at 0. That means the drum program is too loud. So let's go back. So it's going into the red at the program level. So let's go to the pad level, pad mix, and let's lower the level of all those samples, because every single of those samples is set to be at 0. And if you make a beat with them, it will obviously distort and hit the red. So let's go and just, but this is only a one-time process. Yeah, you only have to do that once. You can save those changes into your custom drum program. So you don't have to do that every time. It's a one-time effort for half an hour or something like that to set up the whole thing, and so on, All right, now I set all the levels to -5 dB. Let's see. Let's see if the compressor is still working. A little bit. Let's bring down the release. Make it a fast release, because the drum sounds are very transient rich by nature, and you can increase the punch by making it a faster release on this compressor. Otherwise, if you would make it a very slow release, the whole thing will sound smoother, and I don't want my drums to sound smooth, so attack to maybe 16 or something like that. It will reduce a little bit, just to glue all the drums together. And of course you can also add like distortion or saturation or vintage effects, so maybe the MPC 60 to beef up the whole thing. Yeah, it's up to you. And you can also bypass all the effects, so they won't work from the beginning. You can just activate them later. So let's leave them on, and let's save the whole drum program, and let's see if it saves all those changes. So let's go to drum program, pencil, and save current program, and let's go to 1 where our programs are located. This is the folder, and let's just overwrite. So we are going to overwrite the first version of this drum program. And now let's see if it worked. So let's make a new. Let's don't save the changes. A little risky, but let's try. Because we saved the drum program. So empty project, browse. Already here, save drum program. All right, we load it up. Let's see, go to track mix, and let's see. If we go to our program, the effects we applied earlier are still there. And of course you can do the same with program edit. Change some of those parameters there. For example, soften the attack on some of those samples. And say you like it better like that, you can just do that and save the drum program. Alright, if you're interested in the whole beat making process from start to finish, make sure to check out this video. I'll see you over there.
Yeah.
Peace.
Ich hab mein Leben im Griff.
Nur noch bis morgen.
Bruder, komm, gib noch einen Sip.
nur noch bis morgen.
Zieh nochmal am Spliff.